Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue. I know y'all, I'm late. Yesterday I was not feeling good. I don't know what was going on. It felt like somebody had sucked my soul out my body, and I just couldn't imagine getting up here trying to give y'all up from up in here and up from up in here. I couldn't do it yesterday. But I'm back. And I feel prepared, okay? I feel like I'm here. Let's go ahead and get into it, okay? So Safari goes over to Yandy's place. This is right after the bachelor party, the morning after. Safari don't know what he gonna do. He out here with a do-rag on, preserving his waves, So I just kind of felt like, you really gonna sit up here and act like you're not about to marry this girl when you got your waves all saved and everything? Like, your hair is wrapped up, son. You gonna get married today. Stop playing with us, okay? But he shows up to Yandy's and she has like an extra large bonnet on, okay? Her and her curl formers got him together and told him that if you are expecting for marriage to be, butterflies and happy times all the time, you are sadly mistaken and you're not ready for this. Talking about, it just didn't feel like it felt when I proposed. And she was like, sir, if you think it's gonna be like that all the time, I don't think you should sign up for this. And I'm still sitting up here like, but Yandy not legally married. But whatever. She's married because she had the ceremony, correct? Okay. He doesn't know if he can tolerate this for the rest of his life. She's able to get away with so much more than he is, okay? If his people had talked to her the way her people talked to him at the bachelor party last night, it would have been an issue. It would have been a problem, okay? Erika would have lost one. She had that vein popping out her forehead and everything. In true Evelyn Lozada, crazy Latino bitch fashion, the vein would be just boom, 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 like a telltale heart or some. Yandy says, why haven't you talked to Erika yet? He says because he never went home. He stayed home with his mom. Okay, I was like, you went over to your mama's house? Ciao. Now look, I don't know what's going on, but I would have been highly upset had he not come home. Like, that would have been an issue for me. He's acting like it's not a big deal. As soon as Yandy is about to finish her statement about how he needs to go and talk to her, and you don't throw away marriage and a relationship that you want to have forever over one little petty argument, okay? So he rushes out the door before she can even finish what she's saying. We pop over to Erika, and she spent the night at Remy's house. So nobody went home last night, basically. No one went home. Therefore, Erika doesn't know how upset she should really be about the fact that Safari never came home that night. But you know what? We're not even going to worry about that right now. She's talking to Remy about how she never expected to see Rich Dollaz at her bachelorette party. This is one of the best times in her life, and she just was not looking forward to seeing Richie D's face, okay? Oily and everything. Then we have to go through the montage. All the times Rich Dollaz has hurt Erica Mena's feelings. You don't deserve the record. Like I started again. You don't deserve the record. Like, oh my God, you can't sing. Her heart was broke, okay? Then the times he was trying to get into it like a whole out chill with Sin Santana. Respect her. Okay, look. And if you look at it from this standpoint, it looks like Rich has been this terrible person the entire time. But y'all, just recently, I watched season 1 through like 5 in succession. And I'm going to just go ahead and tell y'all that Erika used Rich up. Okay, used him up. Their relationship, their sexual relationship was dependent upon their business relationship. Okay, and she was playing with his emotions. He was doing all of this stuff for her, and she was out here, doing whatever she wanted to do, just like she did with Sin. And then she turns it around and makes it seem like it was him. At the end of her first season with him, which was season 2, I think. At the end of season 2, Erika Mena was the wrong one in the situation because she had dogged Rich out. We get into season 3, and now all of a sudden she's the victim, and Rich did all of the terrible stuff to her because he gave Olivia her song, which she never should have been given in the first place. It wasn't the worst rendition of that song, but She can't sing. Like, we not about to argue about this. Either way, Remy's advice is much like Yandy's. So you're going to let rich Dollaz ruin your wedding? Like, are you serious? Everybody thinks marriage is like you're like this all the time. But no, it's not like that. Okay, it's not like that at all. And it's not. It's more so, we're going up, then we plateau. And we go through something that brings us down a little bit, but then how we get through it. So we shoot all the way up and then we plateau for a while. And then we go down again. Like, this is usually, okay, the stats on how marriages go. All right. It is not going to be perfect all the time. He's going to do stuff that aggravates you. You're going to do stuff that aggravates him. You know what I'm saying? But you don't like in the relationship. We all know that Erika and Safari are just putting on for the cameras. They have to give y'all some type of drama because the whole wedding can't just be peaceful and beautiful like, you know, regular people situations. Oh no, it has to have some drama, some story arc somewhere up in here. It's the day of the wedding. All of this is the day of the wedding, I believe, okay? And she goes to the venue. All of her and her bridesmaids are getting their makeup and their hair done, and she still hasn't talked to Safari, so she doesn't know what's going on. But once she gets into dress number 1 and goes downstairs to look at the thousands and thousands of red roses everywhere, she just gets overcome with the fact that, you know, this dude's watermelon seed is in her stomach right now. And you know what? How could she not marry Safari? Okay? How could she not? It's beautiful, right? Then we see Safari driving down the road in a big ass, beautiful fur coat looking like a whole bunch of dykes on ninja bikes. No matter what people say, we got it going on. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to do it. When I saw him, I was like, you got a whole bunch of dykes on ninja bikes. Like, I don't know why that's what came into my head. But he pulls up to the venue, and even though this has been so stressful and Erika can be so difficult, he loves her and he would be a fool not to marry her. I say, yeah, especially since you just showed up to the venue and your waves are preserved and your homeboys are outside ready for you, excited. What is the temperature, Safari? Because your fur is huge, but homeboy has on a short sleeve shirt. What is the temperature outside? What are we doing? Never mind, moving along. So Tahiri shows up to the venue and she didn't know what was going on. Erika hasn't been answering her text messages or her phone calls. So she showed up to the venue without her clothes on and all of that. But either way, things are going on as they should be. Everybody's getting married. Tahiri needs to go and get dressed and she's coming solo dolo to the wedding. And I'm just like, If you're meeting someone at the wedding, does it really matter? So Safari gets into his little room. And his sister, who is his best man, okay, best woman, whatever, her red suit was awesome. Like, her red suit was so awesome. They've been posting pictures all day yesterday from the wedding. It was all so beautiful and tacky all at the same time. I loved it. But one of my favorite photos was Safari with all of his groomsmen and his sister in her red suit standing right next to him. Just, yes, gave life. But either way, you know, with her half up, half down, yes, okay. She comes into his room with a gift from Erika, and it's a rosary bead, a beautiful, like, blinged out rosary with his uncle's picture in it. And he ugly cries, y'all, and we know that Safari's uncle was shot and killed right around the time that he got robbed, got his chain snatched and all of that. Remember, he went up to the Breakfast Club or Hot 97, whichever one it was, and he cried on air, and everybody was like, oh, he's a punk, but it's like, you know, he just had a gun put in his face and his uncle had just died like that. So it was kind of like, y'all are some assholes, shut up, you know, kind of like that. We felt bad for Safari, and in this moment, you know, she's giving him this beautiful rosary, and she also had one with her dad's picture in it that was also very beautiful. I thought it was a wonderful touch. As somebody who had, you know, a parent that was deceased when I got married, we had a picture of my dad. Like, when you first came in, there was a picture of my dad. So yeah, like, I understand the sentiments, and I was kind of in my feelings. I understood. Safari cried the whole episode, if y'all didn't know. Okay, damn near more than a pregnant woman. So then they get dressed, and y'all, when I say it's tacky but beautiful, I mean it, okay? Because everything is bedazzled down, okay? But kind of like well done though, like not tacky in a You know, not in like a fake bouquet of flowers type of way. More so in a, this is gaudy as shit. Oh my God. Like, kind of like, you know, like a Tyler Perry wedding. Like, gaudy like that. His white suit with the embroidery, you know, going across the lapel, you know, it was very, very nice. It matched the embroidery in her veil. I was just like, oh my God, they are coordinated. Coordinate, okay? Like, coordinate. I was not ready for how beautiful it looks when she walked out onto the balcony and he turned around and, you know what I'm saying? The fake cry was about that. He wasn't fake. He was not faking. Nobody's ugly crying like that on camera for play. Nobody's doing that to themselves, okay? But it was just such an emotional moment. I got emotional. I started to kind of tear up because I remembered how I felt on that day. And then Safari gives her this bracelet with her father's signature in diamonds. I said, oh, y'all are showing out. Y'all are showing the hell out. It is as gaudy, tacky, and beautiful, and thoughtful, and romantic, and sweet as it wants to be. So right before the ceremony starts, okay, the guests are getting there. Did y'all see Drewski and his little girlfriend from their season of Love and Hip Hop New York? I was like, oh, y'all still together. Ain't y'all cute? But Tahiri had on this beautiful blue velvet dress. It was really nice. And then Joe was out there with some type of vest over his suit, but he still looked nice. And they ran into each other. And she was like, oh my God, get away from me before somebody think that we out here doing something together or something. Before they think we here together, get away from me. And he was like, look, we're just really going to have to put this narrative to rest. Okay, you know, Joe don't have time for this foolishness. Then Jonathan and Yandy roll up. Okay, Yandy was invited and she brought Jonathan as a +1 because, as Tahiri tells us, his ass was not invited. Jonathan says, well, I mean, I'm her +1. Didn't you just get your invitation because you and Erika just became friends? I say, oh Lord, that's what we all think. And Tahiri was like, oh no, that's you and Sin that just became friends 5 minutes ago. Erika and I have been friends for years. Then Joe asks, Jonathan, why are you the relationship police? I mean, what does any of this have to do with you? And I'm like, good question, Joe. Very good question. Because we get into the conversation because Joe is like, where is all this animosity coming from? And Tahiri is like, well, he was upset when I told him that Erika was trying to hook us up. And he was like, wait a minute. Okay, because Sin's and I's situation should not be a point of contention for either of you. Mind your business. It has nothing to do with you. And it doesn't. But see, Jonathan seems to think that he's the type of friend where, you know, if he can stop someone from hurting his friend, then that's what he will do. And, you know, if him and Tahiri were to become friends again, he'd be the same way for her. She was like, become friends again? Are we not friends now? And he was like, I mean, the way you came at me. And she was like, no, it was the way you acted before I could even finish saying whatever I was saying. Okay, y'all know how Tahiri starts to, you know, like get real, you know, when she gets into it with somebody. You know, Yandy is like, well, we're about to be late for the wedding. Okay, can we usher this on? And Jonathan was like, you know, we'll work it out. And Joe was like, there'd be nothing to work out if you would just mind your business. Okay, and Joe's perfect point is that his job as a friend is to support Sin, not to take action and try to fix things the way he thinks they should be fixed. At the end of the day, whoever Joe decides to be with, Jonathan, you have no bearing on that situation. If Tahiri and Joe want to get back together, that has absolutely nothing to do with you, okay? I just don't understand why he has to be so messy and so annoying this season. I normally like Jonathan, but this season, so far, Jonathan, find you a man. Find you some business. Do something with your life. Because at the end of the day, you are too involved in your friends' lives. You are way too involved. You shouldn't feel this way. And like Joe said, there'd be nothing to work out if you'd mind your business. Do that. Do that for us all. Y'all, so in the pictures, Erika's bridesmaids look beautiful. Amina was also one of the bridesmaids, all right? But child, they gave us a side shot of one of them bridesmaids, and the slit was all the way up to her stomach in the dress, so you can see all her tattoos and everything. And I was just like, oh, that kind of looks stank, but you know, not my wedding. That's where the tacky part came in. So then we see Ciara and Carly from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta showing up to the wedding late, and Ciara being quite upset with the fact that she couldn't just walk in. Things had already started, okay? So she and Carly just had to sit outside until they opened the doors and let them in. Because she was like, we was on the list. It don't matter that you was on the list. You're late. You're late. So y'all, the ceremony is beautiful. There are, like I said, the red roses everywhere. Safari is crying. Erika's son walks her down the aisle, and then they do the little Eskimo kiss, which was very sweet. And then Safari and Erika cried through their vows, and he was just telling her, thank you for giving me a chance and taking me seriously and for letting me love you the way you deserve to be loved. And then she's crying, and you know, she's talking about how great their love. Like, it was just beautiful. It was so beautiful. And in all honesty, I cried through most of it. Like, I cried through the vows, y'all, because they wrote their own vows, and it was so heartfelt and so, you know, it was so their situation, their love. That's why I really, really, fingers crossed, you know what I'm saying, cross my heart, hope to die, you know, hope that their relationship sticks it out and that they're able to, you know, to work on it and stay together, because it's not easy. But they make a beautiful couple. And I can't wait to see what the little baby look like. I swear Erika been pregnant for a whole damn year. Okay, Lord have mercy, when you gonna have this baby, girl? But you know, after that, they say the I do's and everything is strict. Okay, then he goes to change into his red suit, and she goes into change into her next dress. She talks to Remy. I's married now. I say I's married now. You know, we're excited. And Safari and Yandy talk about how she's happy that he made the right decision. You know, just everybody's happy. Everybody's rejoicing in the love. Everybody was feeling the love. Child, the whole crowd was crying. Tahiri was crying. Joe was crying. People all in the seats that we know was crying. I was just like, okay, it's all you kept seeing everywhere. With the nails and shit. Flicks. They let Carly and Ciara in, and then they talk to Erika, and it's all love, and they dance the night away. It was beautiful. Great. Let's move on to the other part of the show that didn't nobody care about. Kimbella and her huge ass shots are leaning over the kitchen counter, receiving a jail phone call from her husband, Juelz. Okay? Juelz is in jail, y'all. He been in jail for like a year now. I think he got one more year to go or something along those lines. But they miss each other. You know, you could really hear the love and all of that in their throats when they talking to each other over this prison phone call. And they get into this conversation about how Kimbella and his brother twin, who looks just like him, I think that Juelz, you know, actual twin, right? Okay, because I don't be knowing. I don't be knowing. But either way, they want to put out some of his music because his bag is gone. The money that he was making and bringing into their household is gone. And there are 5 children for Kimbella to take care of on her own. Okay, so they kind of made it seem like he may not be okay with them putting out his projects with him in jail, but he was like, yeah, do what y'all gotta do, you know. And I'm like, you better say do what y'all gotta do, because y'all ain't got no money and you need somebody to pay for commissary and lawyers fees. So if I was you, I'd be trying to put together any and everything we could to get some more money coming into the household where the baby mama used to model, but she's an inflatable sex doll at this point. So who's she modeling for? Nobody. You know what I mean? Like, what is Kimbella doing for a living besides being on Love and Hip Hop? I hope these checks are good enough, girl. So then we get to Chrissy and Jim Jones, who are enjoying their new home and their beautiful sofa. That's the type of sofa I want. Like, I know I'm going to have to go to Restoration Hardware to get the sofa that I want, which is probably where they went to get that sofa, because they don't sell those deep sofas like that everywhere, okay, with that nice linen covering. Like, I'm sorry. That's where I'm at in my life at this point, okay? Huge, deep sofas. That's what I'm on the lookout for. She's complaining about the smell of weed in the house, okay? And he has to tell us that he has a prescription and his anxiety is part of the reason why he needs the the prescription, and she adding to the anxiety, coming in here in her, you know, grandma pajamas, complaining about the smell of weed. Girl, if you don't like some Bath and Body Works candles and spray some spray and get out of my face with this shit, light some incense or something. Okay, you been with this man for how long? Like you said, you don't want it to smell like a Dipset recording studio in 99. Girl, well, you should know how that smell. You should be used to this at this point. Okay, but either way, Jim just came back from LA and she misses him. He actually has part in a marijuana company in LA, and I'm like, I love to hear it, okay, but don't get high off your own supply. But I love to hear that, because I feel like it's so often that y'all were putting our men in jail for the shit, and now that white men want to sell weed, they can just go in droves and get licenses and all that. And I know it's still difficult, but they get them more than the black men who y'all were putting in jail for doing the same shit all in the 90s and the 2000s and everything. So yeah, I like to see black people who was selling drugs before can now legally sell drugs, because that's what they're good at, okay? We rapping and selling dope, okay? But either way, they bring up Juelz and Kimbella, and Chrissy wonders how she's doing with all of those kids. And Jim says he does need to reach out because that's his boy. He got a real soft spot for Juelz, and he needs to make sure he writes him a letter and sees what's going on with him. Let him know that, you know, that's his boy. He still got him in his corner, right? So Chrissy, Juju, and Kimbella all meet up at a bar, and I'm like, isn't this a motley crew of people? Okay, first of all, Juju just kind of fits in with most people, but she never really has much to say. So I guess it's just a meeting of women who've slept with men from Dipset. Girl, I don't know, because Juju and Cameron not together no more. But you know what, whatever. Kimbella is talking to them about how Juelz feels like, you know, a lot of people who were hanger-ons or fans of his or so-called friends of his have fell off since he went to jail, and it's got him feeling some type of way, namely a lot of the people that he know in the industry. And Kimbella saying that makes Chrissy say, before you finish that, okay, I want to give you a little something now that we're having this real conversation. And she brings out a little envelope. I'm sure it had a check or some money in it, probably cash, considering who's giving it to her, okay? But Chrissy says that it's from Jim for Juelz. But really, it's like, this is from me and Jimmy for you and the kids, okay? Because put a little letter on his commissary, but do something with this for them 5 children you got, you know? But it was very sweet. And Kim was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we made up. Like, I know she punched me in my face real hard and stumped me out that one time. But she giving me checks now. And, you know, respectfully. Because she was like, not that we're saying that you need it. But, you know, we just want to let y'all know that Juelz is on Jim's mind. Okay? And I was just like, I don't even care. I think that's still very nice. I think that's still very sweet of her to do. And, yeah. That's how the show basically went off. You know, Chrissy don't like these mushy moments. So, you know, bitch, take the money. We appreciate y'all. Y'all family. That's that. Okay? But yeah, that was Love and Hip Hop New York. I hope y'all enjoyed the review. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. Yeah.